All right, today we're diving way back. To the very beginning. We're going to tackle one of the biggest questions out there. How did the universe first, switch on the lights? Seriously, just try to imagine that for a second. We're not talking about a dark night or a world without a sun. No, this is complete, total, absolute blackness. A universe just waiting for something to happen, but completely, utterly dark. And then, out of all that nothingness, a single point of light just ignites. It shatters the dark, and it changes everything, forever. That one moment, that's the hero of our story today.
Okay, so to really get how huge that moment was, we've got to understand the darkness it was up against. So let's go back to a universe with no stars, an age with absolutely no light.
Now here's where it gets a little weird. You'd think the Big Bang was all about light, right? And it was. At first, the whole universe was this super hot, super dense, glowing soup of particles, basically a plasma. It was blindingly bright everywhere. But as the universe got bigger, it started to cool down, and something strange happened. All that light just went out. So this long period of darkness, it actually has a name. And honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a fantasy novel. They call it the Great Dark Age. And believe me, it's one of the most mysterious and most important chapters in the entire story of our universe.
The official term scientists use is the cosmic dark age. It's that key period of time, after the Big Bang's afterglow faded away, but before the very first stars fired up. An entire era just defined by nothing but darkness.
Okay, so the big question is, why? All the stuff needed for stars and galaxies was floating around, so why did the universe just go dark? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. The things that make light, they just hadn't been built yet. There were no stars, no galaxies, no suns, nothing. The entire universe was just this massive, cold ocean of basic gases, mostly hydrogen and helium, just drifting around in the pitch black. But that cosmic ocean wasn't just sitting there doing nothing. Very slowly, so slowly you'd never notice, a new force started to take over. It was setting the stage for the single most dramatic event in the universe's entire young life, ignition. Think about this. For 200 million years, the universe just waited in the dark. It's a timescale that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. But the whole time, a force we all know and love was working behind the scenes, patiently. We're talking about gravity. So here's the play-by-play. Little tiny pockets of gas started to pull in more gas, and gravity, the ultimate sculptor of the universe, just started pulling these clouds inward, squeezing them tighter and tighter and tighter. As that pressure built up, the temperature inside the core just skyrocketed, all the way up to a mind-blowing 10 million degrees. And right when it hit that magic number, boom, nuclear fusion kicks in. A star is born. And for the very first time in 200 million years, a light finally switched on in the universe. This incredible moment, this is what we call the cosmic dawn. It's the end of that long night. And it's the beginning of, pretty much everything you see around you today. The universe was finally awake. But look, this wasn't just about making the universe look a little nicer. The arrival of that first light was a total game changer. It fundamentally re-engineered the entire universe. This really shows you how dramatic the change was. Before the cosmic dawn, you can think of the universe as being filled with this thick, soupy fog of hydrogen gas. It literally trapped light, so you couldn't see through it. But the crazy, intense radiation from those first stars, it was like a cosmic blowtorch. It just zapped that gas, clearing the fog. And just like that, the universe went from opaque to transparent. For the first time ever, light could actually travel across space. Now, I gotta be clear about something. These first stars, they weren't anything like our nice, friendly sun. Not even close. These things were something else entirely. They were, for lack of a better word, absolute cosmic monsters. Just let this number sink in for a second. 300 times. The very first stars are thought to have been up to 300 times more massive than our sun. These weren't just big, they were titans of unimaginable size and power. And because they were so ridiculously huge, they burned through their fuel like crazy. They lived really short,
really violent lives. And when they died, oh, they didn't just fade out. They went out with a bang, exploding in supernovas so powerful they literally seeded the universe with the first heavy elements. The stuff that eventually made up planets and, yeah, even us.
So you see, the cosmic dawn wasn't just a sunrise. It was the moment the universe truly came alive. The moment that long, silent darkness was finally over. When that first light shone, it was like the universe finally opened its eyes.